Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, hello, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself up here back in the show this evening as a one and only South Side. And my big mucker, Big Stevie. How we doing, boys?
Good, Ox. Good to be back. Wee break. And good to be on the night with my big mucker, Stevie. And good evening to everyone listening in this evening.
Yes, welcome to the big station, serving the nation. Yes, indeed, it is Dream Team Wednesday. Good evening, all. How are we, boys?
Good, mate. Good. Can I just give a personal thanks to Albert for the jigsaw selection he sent me to help us get through the international break. Thanks very much, Albert. I know you struggled with them, Southside, but I completed them.
I also got a painting set and I managed to complete that.
Proud of you, mate. Proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been up to, Stephen?
I've been jet setting. I was jet setting back and forward. I've been to Turkey, Belfast, you name it. That's what I've done the international break. I just don't miss it at all.
No, I know, mate. I know. Yeah, I know there's been a lot of debate about football, but maybe one day we'll talk about it myself. But we're all about the Rangers. Listen, this is a phone-in show and it's your show, and we're going to invite you to join us right for the start of the show. So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yes, well, we're back and we're heading towards a game at Kilmarnock for the weekend. It's been pretty quiet with the club. A lot of things been talked about in the media, but ultimately we're building up to Kilmarnock. People doing all right in international duties outside. And as it is, you just hope you don't get any injuries. That's the bottom line of it.
Aye, some of your players that have been away looks like they've had a good bit of game time in that over the international break. And hopefully they'll come back injury free and ready to go on Sunday. So hopefully that will happen. I just give a shout out to two of the boys in the YouTube chat, Stephen and Andrew. The boys have just come in and joined the chat, and they're the only two in the now, but they've said good evening to us on here on Rangers Radio. So, but aye, I've not heard anything, Ox. I don't think there's been any major things happened. I know some of the players, Berjami came off after 77 minutes the other night, but played in the number 10 position and that. And I know in the Scotland team and that, obviously there's big suitors played a couple of games and seemingly played pretty well. So aye, but what's been interesting is they come back and play well for us also on Sunday when selected.
I know. We were lucky to come back fit and get injured in training the first session back, Steve. Here.
Aye, well, don't even laugh about it. Don't even say it. But what I've watched in the internationals now, some of your boys had played well. I believe Berjami played against Vlad in one of the games, and the two of them played well in it, so they did. So, aye, very good. And Big Shooter done all right the other night, so, aye, happy days. As long as they're injury-free, that's what matters to me. Come back to the club injury-free. I wish some of them wouldn't even go, but anyway, that's just me. That's me being selfish, probably.
Well, I don't know, mate. I don't think you're alone in these thoughts, mate. International football just seems to be overkill, you know, and I don't really get it. Well, it's a whole different debate. Anyway, we're going up to...
Before you get off the international thing, I don't follow this, right? I'm not interested in international. I'll go to fling my hat in the ring and say that. I believe our manager there has won one game in 16. Is that good? How's he not getting the sack? Can I ask that?
You're asking the right one.
Probably the reason because they've got nobody else to replace him with, probably. They're not the brightest up there, are they? So I don't pay any attention. I didn't even know they had only won 1 in 16. But no, it doesn't bother me. I lost a lot of interest in international football a long time ago, maybe if I'm honest.
He was celebrating a save. He was celebrating.
It's who you beat in that 1 in 16, mate. You know what I mean?
Who was it? I don't know.
They're not easy to beat, Gibraltar.
Setting penalties.
Anyway, we digress, but listen, good reports about John Suter. I remember getting back a wee while ago at Southside, and it was the debate, and you flung your hat in the ring. You thought, yes, he's had a bad injury, yes, he'll get fit, and you did say he would play a lot of games for us going forward. And things have changed for the boy, haven't they?
Aye. It certainly has, and as I said back then, I believed that once that injury that was keeping him out, and that was sorted, which it was, then I believed he would go on and be fit and play, unless he picked up a thigh injury or something. But what I was trying to say at the time was that original injury will not be the one that will ever keep him back out again, the Rangers team. And I think I had a wee debate back then. But I think he's proved now, since that injury, that he is fit. And he's picked up the odd knock here or there, but nothing like people thought. I think that we've built him back, and like I said, that original.
Carl, I know it's your first time on, but can you turn
it's no, wait to do. Right, that's it.
Well, we'll bring Carl back in a minute. I know it's his first time on here. The boys will get him back in. Carry on, Southside.
Aye, as I was saying, players will pick up injuries, but I believed at the time, once that problem was fixed, which it was, then I didn't think it would trouble him again. And at the moment, he's getting a good run of games under his belt playing for Rangers.
Mm-hmm. Aye, he's been one of our most consistent players this season. I'm not saying he's been 10 out of 10, Stevie, but he's been reasonably consistent, yeah?
Baby steps, Ox, baby steps. The boy's been, from where he started his career at Ibrox, it was injury prone, and what I'd heard was, and we Southside discussed at the time, well, what I'd heard was that his ops were rang, they get told the rang hang, had to open them up again and all this carry on. But listen, the boy's been doing all right. I've been critical of him, but I've got to say, this season especially, he's doing all right, and he played all right last night for Scotland. I thought he was one of Scotland's better boys in the park last night.
Just check if Cal still was. He's still with us, Cal? No, he's not there. The boys will get him back in a second. Aye, listen, mate, the boys who want to play international football, or the globe as it is, we're all the best. But our focus is only our own team, because I'm not saying we're selfish, but I think most club football fans are becoming like that because of overkill. Just my point of view. So, look, we hope everybody comes back fit and well when we build up to Kilmarnock. I don't know if you two boys picked up on what happened with the club today. There was a statement came out just around about tea time. But we don't plan to read it all out. Just John Gilligan gives an update of what's happening. The positions are being filled and working on that. And I would say that the big story for the support will be the bit about the pyrotechnics and the fines for the club, which have totaled so far €32,750 in the two games, And I think, just my opinion, doesn't bother me for or against pyro. I don't get excited by it, and I don't get upset by it. But I think there's a balance to be struck. Southside.
Aye, there is. Listen, I'm for the tifos now. I think it look good. I think it's a good display when it's done. If there's maybe some way of doing pyro or other sort of lighting up the stadium, maybe safely without getting a fine, it could maybe still work. I like the fact that they'll probably have a safe standing section and that. Things are progressing. All the teams around Europe have got them. But at Ibrox, it doesn't happen very often. I'll give them that. It doesn't happen to Pyro too often at Ibrox, and it was something they done and probably shouldn't have done at the time. But I had a feeling it'd be a fine. And I suppose it's working out about 25 grand or something, like 32,000 euros or something, whatever. So, aye, for the one in Malmo as well. So, aye, but hopefully it'll calm down a bit. I don't think it'll happen at Ibrox too often or again for a long time, if I'm honest, because it's not something that happens at Ibrox.
We've been joined by Cal. He's back in. Evening, Cal. I know it's your first time on.
Aye, right, so as I know, what a starter's error. Too many remote socks, too many remotes. They're not the same colour and all. Right, I've just wanted to phone up and say I'm glad to have you back on. God in heaven, international break is murder, innit?
Yes.
I've been suicidal for 2 weeks and I can't find a razor that will do the job. The electric man will take too long, you know. Well, it's bloody murder sitting. I watched the games, I must admit. Bayrami didn't play at number 10. He played left wing. The second game, he was absolutely abysmal. Non-existent. Jeremy had one half, was quite good. Hadji had 220 minutes, I think he looked alright. He scored the goal, it was offside, but that was about it. John Souttar was excellent against Portugal, but I think he was better because they were under a hell of a lot of pressure. I think he plays better when he's having to defend than having time to think, you know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
He's one of the guys that instincts is to defend. He's not a ball playing centre half. Stevie?
Can I ask Cal, who was he marking last night?
The whole of the blokes. Sometimes Ronaldo, sometimes I don't know their names. They're a foreign, you know.
I'll tell you, Cal. I'll tell you. Big Ronaldo. He had Big Ronaldo in his back pocket. Let's be honest.
Come on, but you're chasing a geriatric at that time, aren't you?
Listen, you can't come on here and badmouth Southside. Carry on.
No, but he had Ronaldo and there was somebody else. He was good. I mean, he had to tackle up, no tackle, block a lot of shots, a lot of headers. I still don't think he's very good at heading. He's good at heading it up in the air in a sort of loop. He's no brilliant at clearing it, if you know what I mean. But to cover a lot because of that. What's he called? The other one, the other centre half.
Hanley.
Who?
Hanley.
Aye. Oh my goodness! I think I can move faster than him. in a good day, that is.
On you go, Stevie.
I was just going to say, I think the other player was Jota. He's a wee wiry one. He's a real good player too. But if Big Souttar was up against Jota and Ronaldo, and he really did do all right. You've got to say it how it is. I know it's Scotland and all that and everything else, but I watch the Rangers players just for that matter because they're Rangers players and they done all right. You know, across the piece, the ones that I've seen done not too bad. But Big Souttar, let's be honest, Ronaldo might be a geriatric, Cal, but listen, the man's experienced. He knows where to be. He knows how to move.
I know that.
Well,
we had somebody like him in the team, but not for all season, you know.
Yeah. He's all right.
Southside, I don't think Cal's alone in the suffering during the international break, is he?
No, at all, mate. It's brutal, isn't it, Carol? It's absolutely brutal.
It is.
See the fact that you watched the two Scotland games, right? Did they play that? Did Souttar play in a back four on a time, or did they switch to a back three at any time?
I think it was a back eight, and you still did get
But how was it set up? Did it just two back fours? Is that what they played? Did they play that back
four? Aye, that's how they set up. I didn't watch all the first game because It doesn't entertain me watching Scotland. I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, I'm going like that. Two guys that play in the American League are starting before young guys that play in Scotland. You know what I mean? I just can't get away with that. I mean, we all talk about, you get guys from America to come and play in your team. They're not usually very good, are they? I mean, Ryan Gould and the other guy, somebody Morgan, was came on last night. You got that? Right, I better go anyway, boys.
Hey, bother, Cal.
Please don't be negative. I've had enough. I watched one pod every morning when I got up at 5:30, Glasgow Rangers Nation. I was ready to, if I could find a way to send an email by post, I would have given him a hell of a lot of pelters.
I think you call that a letter, Cal.
Oh, really? Is that one of the things you get a crane for? Right, you can be too nasty at times, Mr. Rocks. You talk louder because I've got a lot of things to do before I get in the motor and drive up to Glasgow. Right, so be very good and all the best for the weekend because we still are the people. Bye.
Cheers, Cal.
What a guy, man. What a guy. Good he's phoning back. No, innit? Missed him for a wee while there.
Mad as a brush, really.
Oh, if he's coming to Glasgow, he should swing by the drum. He'd fit in with all the lunatics up here.
Oh, dear. Dear. Aye. Listen, look, mate, we obviously, in that run of games there, we've done okay. We've done okay, but we'll come to that. Let's go back to the chairman's statements. Stevie, listen, if I was a young kid, I think, I'll be honest, I would be involved with maybe some of the displays and that. You'd be right in there getting involved with the atmosphere, but we're just asking, don't hurt the thing we all love, because we don't want stands closed or that, yeah.
Aye. See how things are worded. You read between the lines, and I think it's just a case of, look, boys, yous have done it, Malmo, yous have done it, Ibrox. We've had two fines now, €32,000, 25 grand, whatever it works out at. Right, let the dust settle. Don't be doing it now. Let the dust settle. Let just things calm down, because you don't want UEFA starting to shut parts of the ground down. That's coming next, isn't it? So what you do there is, I think what John Gilligan's doing, he's just trying to put something out there to say, right, we need to square it up now, boys. We need to calm down. We're getting fines down all the time. And then the next step, you don't want the next step because it's their end of the ground they're going to shut. So I think find your necks in a wee bit. If any of the troops are listening, Union Bells and whatever, no doubt they will be. I know one or two of them myself. So my advice to them is, as a normal bear, just going to see the teddies all the places. Just do the tifo, do whatever, but just leave the pyrotechnics for a wee while anyway. It does settles, no. But in fairness, what Southside said is they don't normally do it at Ibrox, so I think it's now time just to wipe their necks a wee bit with it.
Listen, I'm not having a go at the young boys that try to support the team. Different, maybe generations Southside, but what we're saying is just be sensible, yeah.
Aye, obviously, Ibrox is sort of frowned upon to date there. Like I said, it's hardly ever happened there. But, listen, if there's another way of doing it, I know the smoke causes a lot of problems to people with breathing issues and all that, and I get it, and we're in right amongst it. If there's another way of doing it, like I said in the past, going forward, if it's safer and all that, then I think it's a nice display when it happens, and you see it, even if you're at one end of the stadium, not just at Ibrox, even if you're see it all in Europe and that, when the teams are doing it and the tifos are up and all that, and it does look quite good, but it's not everybody's cup of tea, and I get that. Talk about that, Steve. I just want to clarify to Kathy on the YouTube channel that I did pay my tequila rose. She was asking, did I pay my bet? So
she did that. Kathy,
she must.
I can vouch for that. I can vouch for that. All bets were paid. All bets were paid.
And you're now hearing it for the horse's mouth, Kathy. The man paid his debt in full. And just let me tell you, I managed to get burgers at him as well. Yeah, brilliant. Good. I told you, didn't I? I told you that. But anyway, That's neither here or there. He's been getting took off now, so I'm glad I won my bet. But yes, Southside paid me in full. Lovely jubbly.
I'm surprised people remembered that, actually.
Aye. Talking about that, the boys, did you happen to catch Mr. AK on his TV debut? Steve?
Yes, I did.
Yes. Mr. AK. Well, I was going to look at it, but I've only got a 75-inch telly, so.
By the way, I don't know about the Dunnops. Did they go for a spray tanning or a? He looked awful brown.
Don't know, mate. I don't know. Southside.
I've got to say, all kidding aside, boys, all kidding aside, AK went on there and he done us proud. The man was good.
Yeah.
He
But
went
we
on
can't
and-
tell him that, Stevie, can we?
No, I've got to be fair, Ox. We gave him a hard time. The man, listen, the man's got the IQ of a grasshopper. We all know that. But you've got to give him credit when it's due. The man was good. He represented as well. And I think I think the three of us got a wee mention on it. So we did.
Looks like a bad stick. Southside.
Aye. I managed to watch it that night, or the night after or something. I watched it. I thought he came across pretty well. I had to put it onto widescreen, I think, on my telly just to get his ball cheeks and that in. But and then I thought after 30 minutes he started, his horns appeared from under the table and he started doing sign language and that. So I thought that was different enough for 30
was
minutes.
Hodge before that.
Well, I don't know, I hadn't seen them, but if you watch it, when it gets to 30 minutes, he starts doing sign language and that, must have, and uses that, demonstrates that to the end of the show. But no, fair play to the big man. I believe a couple of people let side on it that night as well. So he ended up himself. But no, fair play to him.
Yeah, for the big man getting on just TV and having a debate. Yep.
And by the way, they've been better out here in the drum if I seen it in colour, because I've only got a wee portal. So you guys, spoiled brats.
Oh dear. Listen, that's right, AK, and I'm sure we'll mention it with his own. If you enjoyed the experience, different medium altogether. Medium, is that the right word? Medium, I mean, medium. Is that when you chat to your old girlfriends outside the medium? Right, okay. Aye, so we're saying, look, boys, just support the club. We're right behind you. We'll back you, but just be sensible. Is that fair, Southside?
Aye, listen, they bring a lot of noise and colour to the stadium, and you only need to, even the last few games, if they took a 10-minute silence or a 30-minute silence, Ibrox would be silent for that 30 minutes. Sometimes they score an own goal here and there. They're a young mob. They thought what they were doing was maybe right in their eyes, but it sort of backfired. I thought the club would get a fine, but listen, they bring noise and colour to the stadium, and I'm sure the away games and all, they certainly make plenty of noise. So looking forward to seeing them on Sunday, me and Big Stevie.
I bought your t-shirts, boys. I got me my boy one 40 bangers. He's the 3XL. I'll be wearing mine down at Kilmarnock. I'll be bouncing about like a big trout. Yeah.
What t-shirts was that? Sorry, Stevie, I never caught that.
It's the UB's new t-shirt. It's
All right, sorry.
Rangers on it and the big old crest on the back. So I was walking about Turkey kidding on. I was one just banging into everybody and all that. Brilliant. No paying for my dinner. All right, carry on.
Setting pyro off in the beach.
Yes, yeah, I was setting pyro off in the Ibrox bar. I was, me and Rocky together, aye, brilliant. But no, listen, let's be honest, the boys are well drilled. They're a good, well organised bunch of young guys. They do score a wee own goal now and again, but now's the time. Just wind your neck in with a pyro and let things die down, and then we can. You know how it works. We know how it works, and I'm looking forward to been in amongst the boys on Sunday.
Yeah, we never scored any own goals when we were younger, did we, lads?
No.
No, never at all.
So,
Never at all.
Take the fifth.
always not
And the
guilty.
6th, and the 7th, Stephen.
Is that bad sometimes you gave your pal's name?
I'll say it again. I remember my school teacher saying to me, Stephen, what comes after a sentence? I used to say an appeal. Aye, we were a wild bunch when we were young, so we can only, listen, you can only hold it down the baton and try and keep the boys right, can't you? You know, John Gilligan's a bell, let's be honest, and he's just trying to, it's how you word things, and he's just trying to say to them, look, lads, calm your
There's some interesting other stuff in the statement as well, but I think that'll be the main talking point, the main focus, because that's what people pick up. He said we've got a selection, we're close to getting a CEO potentially because I've been working hard on that, and everything's functioning at the club, contrary to what some of the media outlets are meaning. I mean, when I hear some of the people that are, you know, have been commenting in our club, I want to hear what Hugh Keevans thinks about Rangers. I don't know what he used to. I'm not interested in what he thinks is going on at our club. Stevie, Southside?
Hugh Keevans, we all know what Hugh Keevans is, don't we? You know, on Radio Clyde, he'll always bum the other mob up, and he'll always make us look stupid and bad, and that's who he is, isn't it? He tries to kid on he's fair and all the rest of it, but we know why he swings. Nobody's pulling the wool over my eyes anyway. Hugh Keevans, he does the club.
Many, Southside, yeah.
Nah, to be honest, I've not seen really or read much at all, but I can imagine when I did a few years back, I used to have a wee bow peek at it and that, and it just starts to rile you and put your blood pressure up. No, they'll put the boot in when they can, mate, and that's what they're doing. And John Gilligan, I think he said him and is it George Letham or Taylor, one of them, are working together now in tandem to get things moving and that. So that's all you can do. You can wait and see. Hopefully, CEO will get appointed first and foremost very soon.
See, people will wonder why it's not already been a done deal, right? But just let the boys get the right. We want them to take their time. We want them to get the right person in. See all this quick fix, hurry, and it doesn't work out. Just let them do what's right for the club and let them take their time. And let's just say, we want it done yesterday. We're Rangers fans, but John Gilligan and that are no daft. They're going to sit there and they're going to get the right candidate. They need to make sure he's made the right stuff and he's got the right credentials. And I've no doubt in my mind that the boys will pick the right person. So just give them time and let them get it right.
It's just it's the media, mate. We're in a different kind of age, and we're in a different type of media. We're in a different kind of battle. You know, the negativity being spun towards the club sometimes. Some of it, the criticism is justified, and some of it is just spun. Yeah, you know what I mean. Listen, we get beat, and we know what happened against Leon. We know that the game pivoted. We had our chances to make the game different. We never took them, and they get beat. We a team that's a decent side. We accept that. But there was another team get beat that week, but you have not heard a thing. Southside, no.
No, of course you won't. You're not lightweight, are you? You know. Listen, they've been able to spin it for a long time through the media and newspapers and outlets and stuff. And a lot of the time, we've stayed silent, dignified, and sometimes as a support in that, we think sometimes we should come out and say things. But at the moment, I think we just need to try and get our house sorted. And we've had to crash it down basically around about us and the team, the squad. There'll be a lot more changes getting made at Ibrox as we go forward, Docs. And I'm no doubt they'll write negative stuff about that going forward as well. So, but no, they know who the media gave them an easy time, mate, as we know. And that's just what it's been like for quite a while.
Old Bridge will be sitting in his rocking chair and he'll grab his nut. He knows the score with him, the left wing media. Old Bridge nobody's pulling the wool out of Bridge's eyes. That's why he's a legend. You there, Ox?
He's fell off his chair and all, probably.
In tribute to Bridgeman, I was there a Bridge. I just want to sort of change the subject just slightly, you know, and look at there was been talk about the manager's been in for a year now. It was a couple of days ago, so he's done a year. I just want to, this was the one for me that I don't know when it changed, and up until the end of February, yeah, which was pretty much 8 months ago, yeah, when we beat Hearts 5-0 at Ibrox, yeah, and then we went to Kilmarnock a few days later, and we come back for 1-0 down and 1-2-1. You remember the game, so say Tom Lawrence, with a good goal, yeah, yeah, and then I can't put my finger on it. There was a memorable game at Ibrox, and that for me was we had 10 games left to play, and that's when the wheels came off. And after a memorable game, we went and had arguably a great performance in Benfica, unlucky to draw 2-2. We still won the game. So that shows you that the stuff's there and was there. Yeah. But the wheels came off. We won at Hibs, lost at home with Benfica. Strange performance that, I must admit. I thought the manager, there was some weird tactics that night. Then we won at Hibs. We beat them in the Cup and the League. And then we drew with them 3 each. You know, and then the Lost County and the D games. And they 3 games for me were the big games, Stevie. Motherwell, Ross County and Dundee. And that was the games were pivotal in some of the negativity the managers maybe got. Now, whether that was due to him is up for debate, Stevie, but that was if you like to coin a phrase, the tipping point, yeah?
I changed the Ross County and Dundee game. It was just happy that one at the wheels came off, as you said. But listen, Clement doesn't go Ox without. He's made mistakes. Sometimes he's made me scratch my head with certain things that he does. Look, he's no got it right. But look, he's been stuck between a rock and a hard place sometimes regarding financial thing and all the rest of it, and getting his own players in. We're starting to see a few half-decent guys like your Berjamis and who's the boys playing left back, you know, and you know, so the boy Tierney and that they're starting to show a wee bit. They're starting to contribute. Just look, it's like anything. It's time, but I know you need to hit the ground running when you come to Rangers and everything else. But look, he's got a good idea. I think what he's doing. It's just time to put it in place. It's time to get all these players out, reduce the wage bill, get things moving. He's been, in fairness, he's been dragging an anchor, to be honest, if that's another way to put it, you know. But look, I'm behind him. We're getting into a crucial wee couple of games here. I think we've got Kelly away and Aberdeen away, is that correct?
Pretty much, aye. Pretty much the next couple of weeks, aye.
It started shows a series here. Can we contend? Are we going to be up here with this league? You know, if we win the 2 games, that's putting a big statement out. Because they're very, very hard games. And it'll tell us all the next couple of weeks what kind of direction we're going to be going.
Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts on it, so say we don't want to get through the whole Philip Clement thing, but people are entitled to phone in if they've got a view on it. But
Aye, listen, the Motherwell game was the one probably, and the thing is, we didn't play bad that day. We get mugged, and we missed chance after chance. If you remember, Silva, 4 yards out or something, couldn't stick the ball into the net, you know, and we missed chance after chance. and we get sucker punched, you know, with a guy that probably shouldn't have been on the park, I think, if that was the same game. But apart from that,
it was an assault on young McCausland.
Aye, was that same game, aye.
Same game,
aye. After that, listen, we went a run and the team just imploded. Whether some knew they were leaving, some were maybe wanting contracts. But I didn't think Lundstrom looked the same sort of player. And I think even when he flew into that tackle up there before he left, I thought that was just disgraceful, man. There was no way to fly in there. It was as if I'm going to sink the team today and I'm just going off the park. That attitude, I think, was around about players and that. Some of them probably couldn't even maybe handle pressure. Maybe that was the case, I know. Some of them didn't. But aye, it went the way it went. But Clement could only pick the players that he put out. Tactically, one or twice, you might have looked at one or two things. But on the whole, that squad should have been good enough to have got the job done, and they didn't. And it's as simple as that, folks.
Aye, I'm going to look at the Motherwell game just quickly. You know, we'll look at the team. Yeah.
Sure, we missed a lot of chances that day. Sure, we did.
We did, mate. We did. Yeah.
No, we missed chances.
That gave us the gap, but that would have put us 5 points or something. I think at that time they were got to Tynecastle, and they get beat on the Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And that would have been the difference. That would have gave us a bigger gap, and I think then we probably went on and completed the job. But events in the 3 games, they're the 3 games I believe that just finished us off.
If you look at the starting 11 that day, there has been changes. You had Butland, Tav goals and Suter, Ridvan, who's obviously injured. Lundstrom, Raskin, Sterling, who's not featured much. Diamondi, McCausland and Dessers. You know, with substitutes of Silva, who you mentioned, Tom Lawrence came on, Kemar Roof and Scott Wright. Okay. On huge subs were Borna, Robbie McCrory, Balogun, Ben Davis and Ryan Jack. So there has been a dramatic change in the squad, Stevie.
Oh, there's no two ways about it. The squad's been totally overhauled one way or another. Age-wise and wages-wise, the squad's been turned on its head, isn't it? It really has. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're wanting things done instantly, but it's funny. Players need to find themselves on the park, why they're going to other players playing, stuff like that and all. Yeah, but just the support we've got, they just want instant success, instant brilliant play, instant link up, everything. You know, don't get me wrong, there's times when you've got to scratch your head and Big Dezzers is storing in the 6-yard box and misses a set. I mean, you just can't think me for it, you know, it's just one of these things. But me personally, going to the games and everything else, well, I think there's light at the end of the tunnel, Ox. I think there'll be light at the end of the tunnel. And I know there are people out there saying, well, where, Stevie, where? You've just got to give the guy time. You've just got to give him time. And it's unfortunate. I want instant success. I want to win 5-0 every game. I want to be putting teams away for half-time instead of squeaky bum time at the end of every game. I want what every other Rangers supporter wants. But realistically...
Has that ever happened, Stevie? Or is that people's blue-tinted glasses in the past?
But we're never going to be the past. They need to stop talking about the past because we're never going to see Laudrup's Gazes and guys like that again. Ali McCoy's. You're never going to get them again. We are where we are, Ox. And I'm not saying that means we have to just accept winning one trophy every so often. That's not what I'm saying. But we're never going to see the teams we had in the past. Never, ever. We're never going to get near it.
Mm-hmm. Southside, there's criticism at the club, and I think Roberts put in that we're a shambles, our club's a shambles. Do you see that?
I see that we'll probably know. I think after we got 55, and I think we ever came with it, I don't think we were in that sort of position to strengthen because of COVID and everything. The amount that the directors at that time were putting in to keep the club afloat. But at the same time, if we'd won an extra few cups, and we're still in this position now, would that have been, we would have made progress? The club was a shell when we eventually got it. We've had to rebuild it. Aye, we're missing a CEO because he decided to leave and he had to work a bit his notice. He didn't leave immediately.
Senior got the job.
No, he didn't get put in there possibly even might have been in the board's eyes as a stopgap view, fill that position now, and then we can look at it as we go down the line. The chairman thing, aye, we have to get a chairman in and all, but the most important thing is, I think the boy that was at St Mirren, I think, I'm not going to criticise him because I don't know nothing about the guy, but they went to say that he might be the guy that we're going to maybe going to accept the job. So therefore, for that time to the end that it's took to maybe put him in place and speak to him, then that was what was down the road at that point, and then suddenly that's not happening. So now we're having to go again, whether we've spoke to people in the past or whatever. Ops, if you'll know better than most people, if somebody had to come in to where you worked or something, how long would the CEO have to work his notice? 3 months maybe, and then to get somebody else?
It depends on the circumstances
Mm-hmm.
and what they do, mate. Sometimes in some senior positions, people are told to clear their decks right away, mate, and put in gardening leave, and because they could do damage if they get things wrong, and also, sometimes there's agreed notice periods depending on the circumstances, yeah. People will move on. They move on all the time. I mean, listen, I don't want to criticise James Bisgrove, but it's up for debate on what he done. But to become the CEO of Rangers is a completely different role for what the guy done. In my opinion, Steve, only my opinion, that it was a different role altogether, because you're front and centre, and you might be good at marketing, but that's not what that job's all about. There's loads of side strands to it, mate.
Listen, you take a role on in Glasgow Rangers, Denny, whether you're marketing, whether you're on the boardroom, or whether you're a manager, player, go to up your game. You've got to up your game. Listen, he's been offered more money to go abroad in the sun, and that's probably better to the boy's lifestyle, innit, and the fishing rain here in Glasgow. And no disrespect, he was in a big job here and everything. I thought that Bisgrove done all right. Was he a bear? Definitely no. Did it grow on him? It probably did. Was grown on him, to become a bear. But look, he is where he is. People move on, as you said. A lot of people are saying our board is we're in tatters, half a part. Just because we've not got a chairman in place, a CEO in place, they have made mistakes. Let's not get away from it. They have made mistakes. But the bigger picture is the club's running financially all right. The board have backed all the managers. As the wage bill will tell you, the wage bill, what can't speak, can't lie. Biggest wage bill. So it shows you that the board has been backing the previous managers, and it's down to the previous people that spent the money around. And that's how we're in the state we are financially a wee bit there. But as a club, we're running, but it's not as if we're going down the tubes or anything like that here. It's just we're not filling in the places quick enough for some people. Basically, that's it. And we just need to daft things like the Australian thing and the statue being delayed, and Edmiston House went with so many million to another 5 or 6 added on, and just it was one wee hiccup after another, and that's what's got a lot of people's heads down. But the club as a whole, when you look at 12 years ago...
Listen, I just want to cut across. If Robert W. and Andy want to come on and join us, if they think we're not telling the truth, come and tell us. Come and tell us we're not telling the truth. Yeah, I just want to say that because I don't like anybody saying people are liars. Come and tell us. The boys on Facebook, if that's what you feel, you think we're lying, come and tell us. And we'll have a debate with you, yeah?
Well, that's what the platform's for.
Yeah, they're entitled to their opinion, yeah.
I don't
remember they need to be able to back their opinions up. Sorry, mate. Sorry, Southside. Yeah,
I don't know. Listen, everybody's passionate. Everybody's got an opinion. And, listen, if the two of them want to come on, great. We can have a debate on that. Listen, nobody will argue that we believe we've wasted money on players because they've not returned.
Without a doubt, and made mistakes, mate.
They've not returned.
Bill should never get a Rangers job. Chikina should never get a Rangers job. You can go on and on. It's all. And in hindsight, wonderful. Should we have sold Kenton Morelos? Should we have gave Kemar Roof a 4-year contract? Should we have signed Scott Wright? All these things. But then you've got the memories of what Kenton Morelos done. You've got Roof's goal for the halfway line. You've got Scott Wright's goal in the Scottish Cup final. You know, so hindsight's a wonderful thing, Southsider.
Oh, yeah, and the fact group of players that were expected not to get anywhere near a league, you got to remember, if we brought Phil Clement in with our club, and most people out there probably thought, well, just get in and steady the ship, you know, because he's got a lot to deal with. Everybody said that, everybody out there said we need to clean it, we need to get rid of all these players, but you're never going to bring all these players straight in and expect them all to click, play, and will be dead successful. You're hoping that a lot of them will hit the ground running, but we're still going to rebuild. And the board have made mistakes. Obviously, when the steel order goes wrong, and that's another issue, right? Which they're accountable for. Is it acceptable? No. Can things happen? Aye. Out with sometimes control. Did people get fired for it? Aye. Listen, I'll tell you the now. There'll be a lot more changes at Ibrox coming up till Christmas, right? Believe me, there'll be other people will be leaving, right? That's fact, right? That's what will happen. So there'll be more upheaval and a bit more changes coming.
Are you saying that departments that haven't been run right, there could be people moving on?
There will be people moving on, mate. That's guaranteed. There'll be people moving on. And at the end of the day, that's been made by the club. And hopefully when we replace people that's already leaving or about to leave shortly, like Craig Robertson is another one that's working his notice to go, then hopefully we'll fill the roles that they were in with real people that will make it, that'll be a benefit to our club going forward. That's what I'm hoping. We'll get the people in. So, there's a big, massive restructuring with the team, and there's a massive restructuring in the background happening. So, that's what's happening, mate, and hopefully in time it'll all click into place and it'll be a much better club going forward in the next 18 months.
This could be good.
Yep.
We've been joined, I think he's joining us. Here, Andrew.
Good. Yeah, bud.
Yes, he'll be with us in a second. Aye, listen, there's changes a few. Mistakes, aye. Mismanagement. Only hindsight tells you that, mate. Yeah. Some of the players, people think they're good enough. That's all for debate. Yeah. I didn't fancy Jeff the first few times I seen him. I like him now. Andrew's with us. Andrew?
Right, yeah, I'll let you respond to that. No way did I call you a liar or anything like that. So don't do that to me over live air, because I'm not taking that. I never said you were a liar or anything. I made opinions about what I think about this team. I never, ever said you was a liar. So don't ever say that I've ever said that. Or...
We were told to tell the truth, mate.
I never said tell the truth. I said that, listen, I never said you were a liar. I've never said that, and I'm not having that. Okay, I don't do that stuff like that.
I apologise if the information I got was incorrect. Yeah, but we always tell the truth, mate, and we give you our honest opinion. Yeah.
So they are. So they are.
Yeah.
I don't come on here to cause trouble about like that. They're my opinions, and I don't like that. That didn't sound right to me. I don't do stuff like that. If I've got it to say, I'll say it to you. I'm not that kind of person.
No, that's you. Come on, mate. If you've got something to say, I'm always willing to hear your opinion, mate. Yeah.
I'm here and I've said it.
Yeah. Right, so what are we not telling the truth, or are we blind?
I didn't say you weren't telling the truth. I never said nothing about that. I just said I don't like what the team's playing like. I don't like how the players are playing. I don't like I don't think the board's doing the right thing by the club. That's all I said in the comments. Didn't call you a liar. I made no reference to you. They're my opinions.
And
am I not entitled to my opinions?
No, of course, totally, mate. Totally.
And I think Oxy's got the wrong information. It wasn't you mentioned about telling the truth. It was somebody else.
It's not the point. You should not do that live on air, Stevie. Right? That made me look a prick, in my opinion. I don't like stuff like that. I don't work like that. I've never worked like that. I come on, I try to contribute to the show when I come on. I love the show. You know what I think about you. I don't have any problem that way. But you can't name people like that on live on radio. You're telling us that we've got to be careful what we say. But you actually outed me there. That, to me, looked like you outed me. And I don't like that. I don't look like that.
I was inviting you on, Andy. If you had something to say, that was all, mate. Yeah.
Well, I said it.
Yeah, no problem, mate. I'm not offended. Yeah.
Andy.
Uh-huh.
I can ask you something, right? See how, like we said, right? You're saying about the board and that, right? What do you fancy then? Do you think there's guys in the background and the board that can offer something? Somebody like Stuart Gibson will say he's not really spoke much, right? We've seen him do an interview or that, right? But he's seemingly successful in what he does in his background. Obviously, George Taylor, George Latham seem to be pretty high, mate. I'm only asking, do you want the whole board to be then, or do you think
no,
there's
I'm
people
not
there?
saying that. I want
sorry.
him to work. I want him to work with somebody that can take Rangers forward. If they've got the good at Rangers at heart, nobody's going to turn round and say, no, I don't want them. Right? I'm concerned that if, let's say, an Asian company come in or out like that took over, we all know what they're all dodgy on that side.
Ashley.
Or can be, or well known. I don't want them people, but I want people. Well, yeah, well, you know what I thought about Ashley.
Or somebody from Motherwell.
From Motherwell?
Aye.
Oh, yeah, the Robinson guy.
No.
No.
White.
Oh, aye, Craig White. Aye, okay, aye. But we know what they've done. That's there. That's why we're in this position. Are we not with people like that in the club? I want the right people to come in the club. They don't look. We're Glasgow Rangers, right? Renowned history, club, brilliant. Been through all the years, ups and downs. They don't look good. What's happening at the top? There's been mistakes made, and anybody that says there's no kidding themselves, and I'm not saying that you didn't say that, but there's bad mistakes are made. We're making them time and time again.
What mistakes? What mistakes, Andy?
What mistakes? Well, look at the money. Look at the money that we're losing. Look at the players that we're bringing in that we've let contracts run down. It's countless. I mean, you're putting me on the spot. If you want to go away and sit down and write down, there's 1,000,001 mistakes we've made.
How do the board, the directors, stop players running down their contracts?
Well, that's the rule in the football. But you're just trying to turn it. What I'm talking about, how I see the club now, right? You can't stop that, right? Okay, I get all that stuff.
Aye.
I get the modern day stuff. I'm not stupid, right? But what I'm saying here is, see, when you get right down to it, at the end of the day, when you make mistakes, you try not to make them. We keep seeming to be making them, labouring from one mistake to another. We've agreed to, in principle, to sign this Cortez. It's a joke. You look at half of these players that are coming in. Come on. We're not giving any of our boys a chance. Well, look at half of these players that are coming in, right? You never even the clubs they played for, or as soon as he looks at a white line, he shits himself.
Mr. Southside's got something on him he mentioned today when I was speaking to him. Southside, yeah, Cortez.
Aye, I feel sorry for him, Andy. I think when he first came in, I think he's a player that will go and take defenders on. I think he wasn't scared to do it. And I was quite excited to see him, and I think he'd be a good addition. He was never injured at all before we signed him, right? And he pulls a hamstring at Kilmarnock. That game when we're doing watching him at that game. And then obviously he's out for a while, and then he comes back, and then he goes down at Tynecastle when he comes back after a long period out. And now he's been injured in training. So I'm hoping, Andy, we gave him a 5-year deal like Diamondi. There must be something in the two players that the scouting team's seen, and hopefully they'll go in and we'll get Cortez back. I know it might be a bit longer than now that I'm wanting. I was hoping he'd be back. But Andy, he came with the injury. So did Tom Lawrence when he came. Tom Lawrence came, and I thought Tom Lawrence, I'll be honest, I thought at the right age, the type of player he was, playing 3 games. He's playing Saturday, Tuesday, Saturdays in the English Championship and that. I thought he'd have been ideal at the right age. And then he gets out injured. It's that, and then Danilo comes in, he gets out injured. I just feel like that's a lot that's hampered, I think, a lot of your frustration and all, because we've never had a chance. We buy players and they seem to always get injured, but Cortez came with a clean slate. According to people at Ibrox, mate, he came with a clean slate, and it's just been unfortunate that he's going to boot maybe a bit longer than we all hoped. The board's made mistakes, Andy. I agree with you. Certain times and certain things, they've made mistakes. I'm no doubting that for a minute. And some of it, you think, what's going on here? But I think until we get a CEO in, and it's something that they'll need to get right, Andy, he'll need to be somebody decent that knows a bit of football. Then we can start plugging the other positions that need to be filled, and hopefully they'll fill them with the right people. If Kevin Thompson ends up back at Rangers in some capacity at the academy level, I'd be happy with that, to be honest. I don't know if it's the right fix or no, but I think he's got the right attributes, and a lot of the young players at the academy have spoke very favourably about him, and he still keeps in contact with them. And you've probably heard them in interviews talking over the last maybe year. And I think maybe he might have been a good addition to your academy. But then I don't know how Everton runs in there and what they're looking for, Andy, but we want better. And hopefully there's a lot of spaces, and there'll be a lot more movement, Andy, believe me, there'll be a lot more people moving. And hopefully they'll get replaced and it'll be a better setup going forward. But how you get all the board out and you get investment in and then you buy all these guys out, that's a totally different kettle of fish, mate. I just want to see us winning on a Saturday, Sunday, whatever night of the week it is. And I think if we get back to that, the team's winning and start to play a bit better football as well, then I think that's what we all want first and foremost. And in the background, that will take care of itself, Andy.
Well, my personal opinion is the players that we're bringing in are not strong enough for Scottish football. Is it that Compton Tinterton says, right, he aims to buy one Scottish player a year. So if that's the case, then, right, that's my quota for this season. So if somebody comes along that's doing a job that wants to come to Rangers that's affordable, we're just going to buy one Scot a year. Some of the stuff that they're coming out with is ludicrous.
Maybe think that's a rule of thumb, Andy.
Well, listen, I don't care. I mean, at the end of the day, the problem is not having people, some Scottish players, and I can't tell me everybody's bad in Scotland. You know, you find them, they might come into Rangers and turn out to play the boy at Motherwell. Is it Miller? They keep our eye out for. But I've heard that was not getting good. We can't touch the money to buy him. You know, so what's happening there? And then in one breath they're saying, well, we've got money. Well, if we've got money in January, how are we going to spend it? Because we can't. We're going over the financial thing. So I don't understand it. I'm no brain box when it comes to money and all that, but things don't add up here. The club, you can't run a club of our size with what's sitting on the board there. You know, you cannot have prominent players or people in the job to help the club run smoothly. Now, if anybody's telling me that I'm wrong, then fair enough, but that's just my opinion. I'm worried. I am highly worried about where my club, our club, is going. And anybody that don't see that, they're kidding themselves. It's not rosy. We're getting worse season on season. Anybody thinks we're no? I mean, we blew it. You see in January, right, hindsight's a brilliant thing, that we brought 3 players in. That tossed the whole thing for me. Now, no, we got beat at Motherwell. If we hadn't touched them and maybe gone for Shangland, just saying before everybody starts shouting, like, he might have got you the goals that won the league. If we'd have won the league, we wouldn't have been worrying about the financial mess that we're in now, losing money at Ibrox, getting knocked out of the Champions League, not getting it. We would have had their draw, which is they won the league. I think we could have done all right in that and would have had a wee bit more money. It's things we're bringing on myself. Stupidity. You can't legislate for injuries and all that. I totally agree with it. But come on. I mean, these are not just stupid mistakes. They're major ones. And they're happening all the time. Our team is absolutely going backwards every season. I don't think they've played well this season. Not at all. It's a painful watch, but you still get up and watch it. You still believe you're going to go and batter them every game. But, you know.
Malmo away, they played well, mate.
Was they bad? We don't just want the odd game here or a European game. Right, and I get that the European games we need for money. But we're never going to win in Europe. But I'll tell you what, if you put the hat in it and roll the sleeves up and get stuck in, man to man in Scotland, you've got a chance of winning the League Cup and the Scottish Cup. You get more chance of doing that than what you have in Europe. Big nights in Europe or one-offs in Europe mean nothing to me. I want to see Rangers being number one in Scotland. And then if we do win the Champions League, the league, we get a chance of going to the Champions League. We're getting scraps off of this, all these games for nothing. It's going to cost us. We've got to start being strong at aim. That's what bread and butter. That's what we're all about. And a lot of people are losing. It'll be all right next week. No, it'll not be all right next week. It's not been all right for the last 5 or 6 years, or 2012, apart from 55. And when in my psyche, from William Walton to Struth to Simon to Jock Wallace, did we start to, it'll check us 4 or 5 windows? No, you can't have that. That's just a smoke screen. I'm not wearing that. But if people want to come up before it, come ahead. That's my opinion, and I'll stick with it. It doesn't look good. Our team looks bad. Everything that's going on there doesn't look good at the moment. There's nothing that you're trying to get up for it. You're defendment, Rangers, all everywhere down here. But I can't do it like I used to. They just laugh at you because we're poor. That's not the Glasgow Rangers that we knew. Anybody that thinks it is a kidding themselves. My opinion. Anyway, I've gone on a bit, so.
No, that's all right, mate. That's all right. That's what we wanted you on for, mate. Opinions, but you can hold the opinions because I'll tell you what we're going to have. We're going to have a tune.
Right, do you want me to go then?
No, stay on. It's only because it's 9 o'clock. And Southside doesn't go by 9 o'clock without going for a wee.
Right, okie dokie.
All right, let's have a tune.
Ever since I recall, I have followed football, and ingrained in my heart are the Rangers FC. Through good and the bad, times of happy or sad, it will always be Rangers for me. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. And I vowed to my dad, if I too have a lad, I will show him the way as he did on that day. So now here I stand with young Lyle by the hand, after walking down Paisley Road West. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. There's a great sense of pride that I feel deep inside when I'm watching the Giles with my father and son. And it's sure safe to say at the end of the game, win or lose, we will all follow on. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. For when I was a lad, I was led by the hand down the Paisley Road West. I will never forget that beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life. That beautiful sight of the red, blue and white. From that day I'd be Rangers for life.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, Stevie, you were coming in there, mate.
I know where I do share one of Andy's worries is I've been moaning and groaning for 2 seasons now that we've not got enough iron in the team. And see, when I hear wee Cortez's them, I know Southside, there is a player in there, there's no two ways about it, but again, he's like Kamer Roof, he's no good to his watching for the stand. And the bottom line for me is he going to be strong enough to go to Aberdeen the Wednesday night? The snow and the wind and the rain, all these players, have we got a strong enough team? Because I'll tell you, football does the win you these games. Fight, determination and guile gets you on the line in these games. And
a performance like Malmo would win you the games, wouldn't it? Is that consistency you need?
Well, listen, and that's, I heard, Andy's worried about the whole club across the board. I'm a Rangers fan. I worry constantly about my team. I worry constantly how to make them better and everything else. We all do. And we all want the one thing. We've got different opinions, that's what it is. Tonight, we've got a wee bit heated tonight because certain bits of information get back wrong. Andy's got every right to come on and clear his name. But what he's not got a right to do, Andy, is come on and swear live. I know you're a wee bit, you've got every right to come on and do what you're doing, but we all want the best for Glasgow Rangers. That's the bottom line here. We all see things differently. I was at a game and I'm watching the game in the Courtland Road. I've got pals that watch the game in the Govan, and it's amazing how different you see things. And it just goes for the same day. Some people think the board have made big mistakes. Some people think, oh, we can live with that. And some people think, wow, it's what are they even talking about? It's not that. But we all see things differently. But this is a place to come on and do it. This is a place to come on. I mean, it's a phone-in show. It's a free platform, one of the only ones out there. We're all bears. We're bears that go to the games, and we've got an opinion too, and I appreciate Andy coming on there and clearing his name, stating his worries. That's what we want. That's what we want. That bit of rawness, the love for our club. You can see it oozing out every morning is when we're arguing about our team and fighting and doing what we're doing. It's because we love the club, and that's what this platform's all about. And I do share a couple of Andy's worries, and that's what I'm saying.
Well, you would like an Ian Ferguson or somebody in midfield. Is that what you're saying?
100%. I don't think we've got any players near the guile, fight, determination as that guy. None of them even compare. I just still don't think we've got a guy with a bit of iron that people will go, I don't fancy a bit of him tonight. Sometimes, Ox, let's be honest, brutally honest, Ox, right? Andy's right when he's talking about mistakes getting made. I think we were beat before we even got off the bus at Parkhead that last game at Parkhead. We were beat before we got off the bus. See these players with their headphones on. I would be swaggering off that bus with no headphones on, laughing and winding them up, walking in there and using their hate as fuel to go in that part and do the business. See that, just headphones on.
Listen, there's criticism for that. If you go back to that game, the manager deserves criticism because he played a guy outside left that wasn't fit. And that's the criticism you get for the decisions come after the game. And managers falling by with their decisions, Southside. But let me just go back to the club, mate, to the club for Andy. Right, things have changed dramatically, Andy, because of this financial fair play that hamstrung us. And I read an article that one of the reasons McTominay left Man United was because of some of the same reasons. Don't know if it's true, just read an article, right? But look, would I like more Scottish guys in the team? Aye. If your thoughts and your principles, aye. Have we missed the boat on a few? In hindsight, should we have maybe signed Shanklin when we signed Dessers? Aye, maybe. But once we don't sign them, or maybe the manager didn't fancy Shanklin, they're living by with their decisions, because at the start of last summer, it was Michael Beale that was there. And then the other managers came in. He's maybe had a chance to take him in January, maybe didn't fancy him. They're entitled to their opinions, Southside. That's what you live and die by as a manager, isn't it?
Aye, it's him that wants the team and wants it to function in whatever system he sees. Listen, we could have maybe tried to sign Lewis Ferguson when he was at Aberdeen. he'd have come in at the time Bill was there, and who's not to say that they worked it for him.
He's injured.
It's just the fact that he went across there and he's learned the language and he's settled in, and he's, by all accounts, he's played really well. And we've had other players. I said one here, Andy, you'll probably remember I said one here, why nobody just go and get this? But he knows how to score goals in Scotland. He's got mobile, he'll move about the park. Somebody we need he can score regular. If I can't get Shankland, he'd be the one I'd try and get. Went down to Millwall, he's came back up to Aberdeen, which he got 2 goals in 3 games or something, or 2 and 4. We didn't go for him either. People will say, Bridge will be screaming at the thing with the now, saying we're not giving them any money. I don't say don't give them money. I just think it's like you say, Andy, when we go to buy a player in the past, the money goes up. It depends on where you think you're going to pay that price. I mean, if you look at what Aberdeen are wanting now for Conor Bannon out a contract, they want this development fee, and he's talking about $750,000 isn't even enough. You know, he's got a contract here. You know, you need to get real. But that's a chance you take on these players, Andy, as well. I heard you saying Lennon Miller. Lennon Miller looks a good player. By all accounts, he looks pretty good. But I don't watch him every week, and there's probably a lot of games where he maybe falls out of games and maybe knows he's good. He could come, he is, if we try and get him. But I think at the moment, Motherwell would want easy, say £4 million. But a lot of people want happy to pay £4 or £5 million from at 19, same age as Bailey Rice. And is he going to come in and be that player that he's going to have to up his level massively when he comes to us? Same as Conor Barron's having to do. So you've got to up your level, and then the boys have got to play consistent. They're going to have dips in form and all that. And no luck, they might take an injury. So, we do have to try and get better players. I'm just disappointed that we don't get a lot of their boys out of the academy that are all sitting there and we don't take a chance. But when you're rebuilding and you're having to win trophies, as you say, Andy, like we need to do. We need to win this League Cup coming up. I think that'd be a good boost for everybody, especially the players at the club. That's when these boys don't get flung in, because if they have a bad game or 2 bad games, Ross McCausland's been massively abused all over the place at times for people, but he's a young boy and he's learning his trade. So, we need to get experienced players in, Andy. I think we need to try and get a few experienced players in, especially a 6. And probably a striker that we know can score goals regular. That's what we need up front, a striker.
And you come, Andy, because somebody else has joined us. You might know that word there. On you go, Andy.
Cheeky person.
On you go, Andy, boy. Andy. All right. Thank you. Still there.
Still there. Maybe he's on mute or something.
We've been joined by John. Evening, John.
Good evening, lads.
Good evening,
the chat
John.
is good. The chat is good tonight. I'm enjoying listening to all the opinions that we'll have, which all differ. Do you know what I mean? And everybody's entitled to their opinion, eh? I mean, it's. I don't understand what I really can see happening shortly, come the January window, is some of your players, they'll be looking to move them on. And maybe
what respect, John, are you talking about some of the newer players, or are you talking about some of the guys that are not getting in the team?
Well, I'm talking about the newer ones we've had in. If they're no doing the job that they're there, that they've been bought into today. I just can see it happening. There's just going to be.
What players particularly are you talking about? Yeah, just give me.
Well,
give me a clue. Give me a clue.
No. There's a few. Right, so, there's a few. Right.
Right. So
Cherny.
Cherny's on loan. Cherny's on loan for a season-long loan. I don't know the details of the deal.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So he's in a season-long loan. So if he could go back to his parent club, you never know what could happen. But we've got him for a year Southside, didn't we?
Aye, we've got him to the end of the season, mate.
And so correct me, how does that, I'm not sure how that works. See, when they're on loan for a season, they can't go back before that. Then before that,
It depends what's in the contract, John.
and this is that, and this is the thing I say. See these contracts that the players signed.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand why there is not a clause in there in all the contracts that, like, I just go like, oh, they've signed that in for 3 years. I'm going like, what if he's not any good? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You just stuck with them, or you need to try and sell them on, or there should, again, it's only my opinion. I didn't think that if they're getting signed for X amount of years like that, there should be something in it. Or if this injury carry on, we've got them, that because we're having to pay for players, well, not so much this season, we'll see what happens, but we have been paying for players that have been sitting injured for a good couple of years.
I mean, it's the record in the last few years hasn't been great, but you never
it's
know.
been terrible. It has been terrible.
Things might be moving in that department as well, but look, the problem is with football contracts is they're bulletproof, and you look how crazy the game is. I know it's been in the media this week that an ex-manager of their club's been getting £40,000 a week as an ambassador. It's just mental. It's mental
right.
money. Yeah, mental
That's
money.
Right.
But when you give that guy the contract in football, you're stuck with him for 2, 3, 4 years, and it can be frustrating. We all like Kemar Roof, the player, but he frustrated us with his appearances.
Aye. I mean, and he was never like, he was only back maybe a week or 2 weeks, and he'd only maybe played something like 20 minutes for a couple of weeks.
He got the winning goal in a semi-final on a muddy pitch and dislocated his shoulder. You know,
but I mean, he was a good player. There's no doubt about that. You know, I mean, that guy was a good. It's got to have affected him. There's no way that it didn't. But at the same time,
but was he value for money? Was he value for money, John?
We weren't getting the value.
No.
I would say it could have been value for money, but know the way it went.
Aye, yeah, but that's the trouble. Look at Danilo. Look at Danilo, south side.
That's
one
right.
In the jaw. One in the jaw, south side, and one in the knee.
That's what I'm saying. And we thought, oh, hey, how lucky are we?
I know. All right, John, let south side come in.
Danilo's been. Aye, John's right in what she said, and Danilo, obviously, it's typical bad luck for us again. Another player we signed, hoping to make a big impression, get him into the team, and suddenly he can't get going on a regular basis because injury. And the same as we spoke about, Cortez, another one that we've spent money on, hoping that we can flip in a few years and they'll be successful at the club. Come in, we've obviously looked at them, they've come in with, I don't think Danilo had an injury record either, really, did he? Or had they come back for an injury before? I'm not sure. But I don't think he would have, he was pretty young. But again, it's just unfortunate. The one at St Johnstone was unbelievable, that cheek injury, you know. But at the end of the day, I think we're trying to get younger into the team. I think Yefty, I think Barron, I think Diamondi, hopefully, I know he's the patchy games, but I think against Malmo he was really good. And I think Cortez, when he comes back fit, hopefully it doesn't break down again or get a separate injury for what he's had, because they've all been different injuries. And we've got probably Danilo back, maybe getting back in the team, and Ignaman still to play. And hopefully we'll buy more players, and you've got Casemiro come in, and you've got Bajami, who I think's a great.
Look at him.
I think he's and I think Bajami's a really good, intelligent player. Also, I think he's good on the ball. He's got good vision, and I think once we can settle him into a position, I think we've got a bit going forward. I think we've got a bit of a team starting, but we've got to add to it, and it's going to take him January's window, which we'll probably not do a lot, and then we'll definitely have to do it in the summer to complete it.
I've still got problems with the shape, but that's just me. Andy, are you aware still, mate? I think you're showing up, but so I don't know if you're on mute or what. Oh, I don't know. Hopefully he's all right. Aye, Aye, I get it. Listen, John, I think there could be some movement in the club in January, but I think it could be hopefully some fringe players, Stevie, yeah?
I don't know, mate. I'm just keeping my powder dry, you know. A wise man once told me just wait till they've got a scarf above their head. So
I mean, people leaving, guys say.
Guys leaving,
Aye.
it's going to be a revolving door on it, especially with all the different contracts, you know, and everything else that goes on. To that end, you know, I mean, football's so changed. I mean, Andy was talking about for Joe Wallace's day to the new. Look how much football's changed. I mean, the tail's wagging the dog now. The players have got far too much power. You've got all these, if my player does they play so many games, we want him back to his parent club, and you just don't know what's on a contract anymore. You just don't know. There's that much. I mean, the devil's on the detail in it. So for me, will players go out in January? Of course they will, and there'll be more coming in.
Aye. Obviously, January, there's not a lot of business done. Who else, John? Have you any other ones? You mentioned Cherny there, and I don't know, he could go back to his parent club. You never know. It's the devil's in the detail. Anybody else?
Dessers, aye.
I'll take the fifth in that. I'll take the fifth in that one, John, and I'll pass it to my good friend Southside.
Sorry, I missed that. Wait, what did you say?
She said he think the Dessers could leave.
If the money's right, I think he probably would. If we've got somebody in mind that we could bring in, or because we've not got enough there to carry us. He's the guy that's actually carried us, and when he's not scored in the last 3 games, but should have. That's when you start to worry, because if he's been the one that's been scoring, John, as much as he's not everybody's cup of tea, he has moments. And in the last 3 games, he's not had the moments that he should have. I mean, he should have scored that goal when the goalie saved it on the goal line, more or less, with a header. And he missed one in the ring. But apart from that, listen, he's fit, he's available, he turns up. That's about the best I can say to him about him. He has moments. And if it's like anything, John, we just need to get more goals about the team. Cherny needs to keep trying to assist and score, and we need Berjami to come in and try and get on the score sheet and get more assists. And if Tom Lawrence is playing, who has been scoring, although I think in time he has to go, Matondo has to go, Kieran Dowell has to go. If he'll take all the wages together, the manager will be able to go out and get some players. They 3 are a big drain on our wage bill, and as much as Tom Lawrence is doing all right now, going forward, he's not a future for us, you know.
He's no.
Same as Dessers, isn't he, either?
Aye. I mean, I'm just in it.
Right at the end of the season.
Aye. There's just too many sort of, just wee things that, like the goals situation, the ball's there at their feet, and it's like they're dithering. Is that not a word, dithering? Do you know what I mean?
It might sum it up, John. It might be enough that word, but it might sum it up, because there has been times where we've been real. If you take the Malmo game when we said we played well, yeah, how that game was only 2-0 was bizarre. The finishing was absolutely unbelievably bad, Stevie.
Aye, 100%. Look, Jones talking about Dessers going out in January or whatever. No, Dessers will be based to the end of the season, because the boy Iggerman's know the answer. And basically that's what we've got until you bring somebody else in. And I really think we would be off our head. I know the big man's, I've fought his corner on many occasions, but listen, John, see when the big guys get time to think, he's all over the place. He's like a newborn foal. He's like Bambi and he's see when he's day time to think, like he done on Betis, was it? When he sold the guys a dummy and stuck it through the keeper's legs. You're going, wow, how can that guy go for that to missing open goals? It's just crazy.
Right.
You know, that's something that he needs to work on. Nobody can help him with that.
I don't think you can change it now, Stevie. I mean, he's heading towards 30, he's late 20s, mate.
The
Might
both
be, but
yeah. What John's asking is, will he be away in January? No chance we're going to get rid of our top goal scorer. Unfortunately, he's the man there the now until we bring somebody in January. And if somebody came in with the right money and took the big man away, that would be all right, as long as we're going to bring a couple of. Let's be honest, John, Agaman, that he's there for the future, maybe to try and build him up, work on his skills, get experience behind him. He's not ready yet. The boy isn't. He's got lovely skill. You can see there's a player in there. He's a young boy, but he's definitely no the striker going forward for Rangers era. So we need a good, experienced couple of strikers brought in January, I hope. And if the big man's going out the door, it's definitely got to be two then if he's going out the door.
I mean, look, Lawrence Shanklin is a name that's been mentioned for about 18 months, but you wouldn't have signed him in this season's form, Southside, would you?
Listen, goal scorers don't lose the knack of scoring goals. That's the one thing. He may be disappointed, whatever. Maybe he thought he might have been coming or whatever. Hearts have not been playing that well. They've been doing the thing, mate. I believe he's a goal scorer. I believe if we had signed him, then I think he would have scored goals without question. But until, or should Phil Clement fancy him and he wants to bring him, then listen, we could sign him in a pre-contract in January. If we go in and try and sign him in a pre-contract in January, Hearts will still want a fee for him, and it'll be a fee that they know that will know what to pay, and it'll just drag out. So I don't know whether we want him or not. I don't know if we will go for him. But I believe he don't lose the knack of scoring goals. That's the one thing.
Seems to have lost it this season.
He has the man.
Listen, there could be reasons for it. He might be playing different positions.
Chances.
And stuff. And listen, dare I say it, maybe he's there and he could be going through a bit of emotions. I don't know. But goal scorers score goals and you don't lose that knack, Ox. That's the one thing you don't.
I get it, mate. I get it. But listen, I mean, it could have worked. He could have been the guy that maybe scored the goals. It's all hindsight, but maybe we can't have dead about it. Or he could have got injured in his first game with the luck we've got, Stevie.
100%. Look, the big man's an enigma. We're never going to be able to work him out. He scores cracking goals, and then the open goals and chances he should be tucking away, he does the tuck away and leaves us all scratching my head. But see, at the end of the day, Clement's playing him, and he's playing him he's got no option but to play him because we've nobody else there now until January comes. But listen, you said he's too old now. His learning's gone. He's got to do better. He's got to do better. And I thought
honestly don't know if I've ever known a player like him, Stevie. He's done some exquisite things. But you mentioned the Betis goal, the goal Easter Road, the one he played in, and then he does things that you just can't believe, John.
Aye, definitely. But the fact that he's not scoring at the moment, I just think we would be silly God for him now. Can't even try. And then the South Side saying there that the money factor, but they're still going to be looking for about 4 or 5 million for him.
Hearts?
Hearts, aye.
No, I would imagine if we went to sign him in January, and that means he becomes a player in the summer. If we wanted to bring him in January, they would still say they want £1 million or they want £1.5 million. Is that the point you were making, Southside?
Aye, probably that would be the ludicrous figure they'd come up with.
Aye. So they would want us to pay £1 million or £1.5 million to take him 5 months early, John. Yeah?
That's right.
Aye.
That's right.
People will say we should do that. People maybe think in hindsight we should have done that last year. But I don't know if the manager wanted them. You'd have to ask Philip Clement that.
You see, the thing is, and Clement's been asked about it, or, when he's been getting, what do you call it? I was going to say investigated. No, investigated.
Press conferences.
Aye.
Interviewed,
that's the word I'm looking for. And he said that It's no that he doesn't want him. And this is where I think the board they're restricting Clement. I think they're restricting him in quite a lot in different ways. You can tell when he's talking, he's can come on to sell. It's like he's very, very wary of what he's saying, and he's always saying, "I can't talk about that. I can't talk about." You know what I mean? That's a thing he's starting to see quite a lot.
Ox, pick him in there.
Yes. On your roll, Steve.
John Gilligan did say when he addressed us at the presser, he was saying that Clement was left to answer stuff about off the park, and that was so, and he can apologise on behalf because he was left with that burden. He should never have been left with that. He should have been only concentrating on football.
It was never, no, his job to answer about steel for South Korea, was it?
No,
it wasn't. Was it really? You know, and I get the criticism that was thrown at my team with that. I understand that. I don't know whose ways. I don't know if it's Andy's back. You back with us, Andy?
Aye, as you call me back.
All right, we didn't know. We didn't have you gone, mate. You were here the whole time. We were talking.
No. The tune was going, and then it just went dead.
All right.
So I thought you'd had enough of me. I heard you talking to me right enough. That's why I text back in right enough and said, "No, I'm not on it."
A bridge man.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not that bad yet.
Dessers. Jones mentioned Dessers. I don't know if I've ever known anybody like him to be such an enigma.
Well, I'll let you, if that's what you want to call him. I just think he's just rank rotten. It's as simple as that. It takes, 8 and 9 chances to score a goal. I know this psychology stuff and all that they're talking about, Christ almighty. You know what I mean? He's just a bad striker, isn't he? His positioning's not great. I mean, he has chance after chance.
I would disagree with you there. He gets more chances than waste.
Well, that's what I said. He has chance after chance, but you know, I mean, I don't know what it is with him right enough. Maybe playing up top on his own is not good enough for him. You know, maybe you need somebody alongside him. But Clement will not do that. He's got a set way of playing the game. His tactics are terrible, in my opinion. I think he's lost the plot. I don't think he believes half of the stuff he's saying himself, or he realises what he's saying. But they'll come out with that narrative. But don't forget, he can't talk British, you know, and we're all supposed to fall for it. He knows exactly what it is. He's been there a year, and he's not changing anything. You would have looked for improvement. When he first walked through that door, not me, him, he told us, "Oh, I'll get them going. I'll get them playing. If they don't play for this shirt, they'll not be playing." I mean, I think he's set Sterling badly. I think that's why his form's lost. He doesn't look like he wants to be there, although he signed a contract. It was pivotal when he played, and they played him in midfield that we were getting results. He's tried him everywhere else, and he doesn't look very good everywhere else. I mean, just play, like, whatever I think of these players, right, just play them in the positions that they were bought to play in, and let's see what happens. They might do a wee bit better than what they're doing instead of playing out of position and all that. You know, we should be showing improvement now. But our games are sort of more or less the same. Like Malmo, like you said, they played well there. I'll give you that, right enough. But one-off games or an odd game here or there is not going to get the job done for where we need to be. And people telling us that we've got to wait. So we'll have to wait 3 wins till it comes right. We could be bloody 4 or 5 trophies behind. No, I'm sorry, I can't feel that. You know, we've got, at the end of the day, we've got to put out a team there that's going to at least run through brick walls. Mike Aitley said this, remember? Listen, they might not like it, but if you get 110%, that Rangers support will back you to the hilt. Half of these players, I don't think, has got it in them to give, to be honest with you. That's just my take on it.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we've been joined by another old campaigner. Evening, David.
Evening, guys. How we doing?
David.
Hi, David.
All right, boys and girls. A few screw taps getting flying about tonight, isn't there?
I noticed
Yeah.
you appear when Linda or Joan are on, Davey. Is there any coincidence?
No, not at all. No. When you're making comments like that, you got to remember that monkey mob's listening on, and they love all that. So anyway, that's not what I phoned up about. I was just see this game at the weekend, and prior to a wee while back, they were talking about the Commander replacing their back to turf. Is that happened, or is that not going to happen to next season?
Next season, mate. Next season.
Oh, it's next season, so we're playing on that plastic then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Till plastic.
Do you think that'll make a difference? Well, obviously, I think it will. Do you think it'll make a difference to who plays on that crap surface?
I'm trying to think. There was guys that struggled with it, but there was guys that avoided it. I don't know if any of them are there. No, south side there. Lorna was never comfortable on it, was he?
A lot of players aren't comfortable on it. It's not the best surface to play in, but see, to be honest, Davey, it's just about turning up on Sunday and making sure that we get the victory. They'll sit in, they'll be dangerous set pieces, and they've got a couple of players that are good in the air and stuff. Listen, if you want to win a league, you've got to go to these places and win. It's as simple as that, and that's the way I look at it on Sunday. And I'm sure it'll be noisy behind one goal on Sunday, and I'm sure hopefully that'll keep the roll the team to victory, mate.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Their form's not great, is it, Davey? You know, we shouldn't be going there with any fear, should we?
I mean, you just don't know who's going to turn up. I was listening to Andy's got a lot of valid points, but I mean, the thing is, we're not going to just change. How you doing?
All right, I think we've been joined by Robert. Evening.
Hello, Oxley, are you there?
I'm here, mate.
Robert.
You hear me?
Hello, yeah.
You're very quiet for your good self, Robert.
Okay, I don't know if I can hear you in the background, but I'm on.
You're on, mate, you're live.
Right.
Carry on, mate.
Right.
I don't believe it. I think Robert W stuck for words.
No, I'm not. I can hear myself talk on the show, but right, here we go. Right, listen.
No. I imagine he must be talking, but we can't hear him. We'll try and bring him back in. Yeah? We'll try and sort it.
Call me back, please. Call me back.
Aye, we will, mate. We will. You're obviously talking and we can't hear you. Boys will drop him out and the boys will try and bring him back in again.
I hope he's not going to throw a few screw taps.
Oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You get your money back in the bottle. That right, Southside?
That was a long time ago.
Aye, always. Garage following him.
Andy, are you back with? Is that you back, Robert? You hear us now?
I can hear you now, Oxford.
We can hear you, mate.
Anyway, listen. First of all, I'm the guy that said on the feed earlier on the night, I'll hold my hands up and say about speaking the truth. No, I'm not calling anybody on here liars. 100%. We've all got our opinions, Oxford. But Oxford, I'm just a disillusioned Rangers fans to the shambles that I'm watching. Now, I was on your show the morning I went to the Hibs game, and I was buzzing to looking forward to it. And then I watched absolute dross, and that's what I've been watching the Rangers Football Club for a number of years. Dross. And all I want to see is a manager that can put a team out there that can set up and make us have to get beat and put the right players out there, put the right players in the right position, and I'm not seeing that, and it's making me so frustrated. It's unbelievable.
So your frustrations with the manager, the tactics, and the players, mate, is that fair?
100%, Oxford. I cannot believe he can't get Sterling and he can't get Casemiro. And even Big Balogun, who I know is a wee bit past it, but I do believe Balogun's our best centre-half, right? And the three players I've just mentioned, they're all get the rigours of Scottish football. They're all strong, and they're big physical players, and they can't get these players into the team. And he's thrown players like my favourite Tavernier under the bus, who should have been put out the Rangers team a few weeks ago, but he continues to play Tavernier and play other players out of position, and I cannot get that.
Who would you play there? I'll put you on the spot, Robert. Who would you play at right back? Casemiro or Stirling?
Any one of the two of them, probably Casemiro, and maybe move Stirling into the right midfield. Could you imagine Casemiro at right back, Stirling in the right midfield? That's, strength in our team. It's been a strength in the team. Oxford, he keeps doing the same thing. He leaves our right back, our full backs wide open. He leaves big holes in the midfield. He's been there a year and he's still not learnt his lesson. What is he trying? If he's trying to destroy us as a team, he's got the players there to change it, and he'll not do it. His stubbornness is going to cost him his job, Oxford. That's all I'm saying. And I'm going down to Kilmarnock on Sunday with my boy, and I should be looking forward to that. And I know, of course, when I get down there to the first minute to the last minute, I'll be cheering on the Rangers, because that's what us Rangers fans do. Nobody needs to tell me get behind the team. I won't get behind the team, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing, and I'm only liking what this manager's doing.
When you go, Stevie, and then Southside can come in.
Robert, I'm glad you're going to Kilmarnock with your boy, because I'm going with mine. That's what we do, innit? We get down there and support the Bears. I'll meet you at the pie stall to the left-hand side, okay? It's a thing you got around. Right, can I just touch on a couple of things you've said? Robert, one of my big problems with Clement is he doesn't learn from his mistakes, and he doesn't try anything different. He doesn't try anything different. What you said there, and I'm glad, because you love James Henry Tavernier, right? And what you've said is true. He's flung him under a bus because he'll no drop him. Now, I got a bottle of tequila rose because he never get dropped. I bet Southside, he's not going to drop him. Southside said they will. And in the 5 games, he never dropped him. And I wish he would. I wish he would give Tav a rest. I think Tav would be a better player if he got a wee rest here and there and came back on and in different games, and he gave the boy Casemiro a wee run there or something like that. I totally agree with you there. He needs to try and change it, because Robert, this breaks my heart saying this on this show. Rangers are a hard watch, Robert. Rangers are a total hard watch. I put my money in, I go, and we're watching draws after draw, week in, week out, and I hate seeing it. There's some passages of play in games you're like, wow, you can see a couple of wee partnerships forming here and there on the you can see good passages of play, and then it kind of falls apart at the seams. There's no consistency, there's no strength, and there's no fighting desire in our team. And that's the worry for me. And Andy mentioned a couple of things about the start, and I've been going on for years on this show about we have got nobody feels in the middle of that part or in that team. But and Rangers are really, really, really a hard watch now. Robert, I hate coming on. I hate talking on different platforms and ripping my team apart. I try and keep things in-house. This is a platform for people to voice their opinions. You've come on and done it tonight. Andy's come on and done it tonight. Jones come on and done it tonight. And the mental case that was on very first, he came on tonight and done it. This is what it's all about. But we've all got one thing in common. Our love for that team, the famous Glasgow Rangers. And Robert, it is a hard watch. It's a hard watch. And Clement's doing that. But what I will say is, in Clement's defence, his hands are kind of tied regarding we had to get rid of players to bring players in. There's no getting away for that financial, and it's going to be worse next season again. We really need to drop the wage bill, and that was through other managers and through other balloons that put us in that position. Clement in that position.
There's been a big improvement made. There's been a big improvement made.
Regarding the wages and the age of the players. We're turning a slight corner, But Robert's right. He's made mistakes. So some of the players are that it's really
all right. Southside, in you come. I'm sure you want to come in with the Sterling in midfield with the baby.
I'm not having that. I'm not having that one, Robert. But I get what you're trying to say and stuff. But he got against good teams and that. We've seen him. He's been passed through in that midfield. He done a job at the time, but I don't see him having a future anywhere in our midfield unless he just to forget a position. If it's right back, get him in there, and that's where he plays, and then we can actually see him hopefully flourish into that player that we think he might become. Or if he doesn't, it's Casemiro, and I don't know where else you play him after that. Some people might argue central defence, but the boy said it himself. I'm a right back, and that's where I played, and I've played left back. They asked him, do you play centre back? And he said, no chance. But we've played them in there through necessity. I agree, Robert. It's a hard watch, mate. Believe me, it's a hard watch. We have wee moments and patterns in games at times. We still think we're wide open. I think he's looking for that number 6. We tried to sign Klassen in September out of contract. He didn't want to come. Tried to sign Jordan. He didn't want to come. They two played that position, and I think that's what he wants in there. And I don't know if that will make the world of difference, but he seems to think it will. We need an out-and-out striker, scores goals. We know that. How Bill decided to bring Dessers in and get rid of Kolak, for instance, at the time is beyond me.
But even
Kolak and
Sakala.
Aye, but they took the money because it was 4.3 million. So listen, there's a big problem. If we could get rid of Ben Davis, if people had wanted Ben Davis, if they'd wanted Matondo, if they'd wanted Tom Warnes, if they'd wanted Kieran Dowell, and if Cantwell had went earlier than the window, then I think Clement would have a lot more money and a lot more things to work with, and I think we might have got more players, and it might have made the team better. But we've got what we've got now, and I think he has to get the defence more solid, and if Tav's got to come out, then he's got to make that decision and get him out. He'll stand and fall by his decisions, Robert, but I think we've got a wee bit of a sort of team to gel. I think if we could get Danilo, and obviously Cortez is the one that's going to be a bit longer than we all hoped. I was hoping to be back because I think he will have a lot to offer going forward at times. I think we will see.
If you're going to play him in the left, south side, Cortez on the left, where is Berjami your number 10?
Number 10 then, aye.
Every time I hear about him, people are saying he's more favourable for the left side.
Listen, he'll do a job better now because we're struggling out there, and he's got intelligence. He plays there for Albania sometimes, and sometimes he plays as a 10. He's a good, intelligent football player. He played in Italy, and he's a grafter. He works hard for the team. And we need their full, strongest team on the park when possible, off fit, ready to go. But they need to be able to play they need to play Europe and that, and there will be some changes. And it's a hard watch, Robert. I'll be down there on Sunday myself. I'll be hoping that we get the job done. If it's a scrappy game and we win, I'll take it. But I want to see better performances, mate, like we all do. But the most important thing is, Robert, we need to keep winning. And we need to hope that we get good performances, mate, as much as it's the winning's the most important thing, Robert. It takes the pressure off everybody. And we need to have a right good go at that League Cup final when we get there and make sure we win it. And that would give us all a bit of a boost, I think, Robert.
Robert, is the fact that everybody... Tav, there's a story with Tav. You can't turn back time. We all got old, mate, yeah? And if you lose a wee bit of... I'm not saying Tav's no fit, mate, but he just looks as if he's lost a quarter of a yard, which means he just can't... People can run past him. He's never been lightning pace. He's a tremendous engine on him, Robert, yeah? Is that fair?
Yeah, 100%. Oxshare, I'm never going to come on Rangers Radio and slag James Henry Tavernier because of the love I've got from just like I've never slagged any Rangers captain. And whether he's the worst captain we've ever had, which I would disagree with, I'm not going to come on and slag him. But James Tavernier's lost a couple of yards, right? He's not the same player. We're not going to get the 26 goals and the 12 assists we got on last season. We're not going to get that this season. That's all gone, right? And this is where I've got my problem with Clement. Is he scared to go off him because Tam's the captain? Because I'm a Russo. Players like that in the past get the captaincy taken off them. So this is where I've got my problem with the manager. We have good players there now. I agree, Southside, I agree, maybe Sterling's not a midfielder, but he's got to get in that team, whether he plays at right back or Casemiro plays there and Sterling plays at left back, and you move Getty up. Because Getty's not a defender. The boy's done well, but he can't defend to save himself. He's probably poorer than Tab at defence. So all I'm saying is this manager's got an opportunity. He's got players there, and he's not using them. He's not using Casemiro. He's not using Sterling. And I know Sterling's not been great this season. And I'm wondering why.
He's been carrying their injury, mate. I think Sterling's been carrying.
Oh, you're probably right there. But I just think, come on, it's just been too stubborn. And it could be setting us up better. It could be playing see a good manager, in my opinion. Can I be honest with you? See a good manager. It's staying for game. You might go out there and you might play a 4-3-1 or whatever. You might play the next game a 4-4-2. That's what a good manager does. And I talk to an Aberdeen fan all the time, and he says that guy up at Aberdeen saying, look at him, they've got off their flyer. And I know a new manager, when he comes in, he gets that bounce right. I know he gets that bounce. But we don't seem to be getting that. It's the same old, every game seems to be the same. We're getting wee odd passages of play, and then it's the same old draws. And I don't want to watch. I want to watch a Rangers team that's gone forward, it's attacking and playing football. We're not going to get it for 90 minutes, but for God's sake, going to give it for 50 or 60 minutes in a game. That's all I'm asking for.
Is it the shape? Is it the shape, Davy? Then Joan can come in. Is it the shape?
Well, I think the guy's only playing with the curves he's got. I mean, if you jump on his back all the time, that's not going to help him either. He's playing with the curves he's got. He's playing Tavernier, what Robert was saying. He's making the monkey on his back for that himself. I mean,
Is he going to live or die by that decision, Davy?
Well, definitely. I mean, Robert's a diehard Tavernier man. Good on him. But Tavernier shouldn't have been playing, not even the last 3 games. He shouldn't have been playing at all. He should have been on the bench. If we could bring him on, he's got the legs for that. But not at the moment. But anyway, we're not going to get a pop at Tavernier. It's the setup and what you're saying. I don't get that formation. And it doesn't seem likely he's going to change it. And that to me is the worry. And maybe that's because I've always said this, he's not got the players to play any other system. And he's not, well, maybe he has, but he's not willing to take the chance. And that's I think what we're all wanting to see. Do something different with the come on, because everybody's ready to jump down your throat, mate.
But we know, Southside, that we'll go down there and we'll set up 4-2-3-1.
Aye, listen, Tav playing the games when we had the European games and that might have been because he alluded to Sterling was struggling with fitness, right? Casemiro came in, played well at left back, and then everybody thought he would probably start and playing that. He didn't. Maybe because it might have been too much from at the time. I don't know his level of fitness and all that. I don't know what his game time was and what they look at and stuff. And then if he maybe played them then, he might have not been able to play him the next game. Tav would have to have come in because Sterling wasn't fit enough to go in there at right back. I don't know, but I look at the schedule of games that's coming up for Kilmarnock onwards, and we've got a heavy schedule right up to we play Hearts. I don't think Tav will play every game at right back because of the schedule of games with all the European fixtures coming in. I think.
Do you think he'll play in a row, Southside?
Tav in a row. I'll tell you what, I'll come back to you on it, right? I'll have a wee look at the fixtures and then I'll tell you. I'll take a stab at now because I'm getting flung in the spot, right? He might miss the game at Ibrox against St Mirren. He might not play him that day. That's just me thinking of the fixtures that we've got coming up. If he plays Kilmarnock and then plays in Europe, innit? Is it Europe next, innit? It's at home to Steaua Bucharest, innit?
Aye.
Right, if he plays the next 2 games, if he starts the next 2 games anyway, I think he probably not play him against Kilmarnock, against St Mirren. I think it's a game you should be able to take him out of. There you go, that's just off the top of my head.
Southside, can I ask you something, son?
Aye.
If Tavernier's not playing, who's going to be the captain?
John Suter.
You think so?
Why no?
No, I'm just saying that's. Well, you've not really got many more left, have you?
No, I'd get you big shot.
Is it that important? Is it that important?
But as if you want to talk to the referee.
Aye.
Well, he's been there a while. Listen, he's been there a while. He's Scottish. He knows what the club's about. You know, why no? Listen, you're not taking the captaincy half. You're just resting him, what you want to call it, or drop him. He's not going to get dropped to the end of the season here. That'll not happen. So you're only resting him that game, and you're getting there.
Ladies, we've reached that time in the evening. We'll go to Joan first, and then we'll go to Andy, then Robert, and then Davey can come in. Right, Joan, last word for yourself, but before you go, I've got my work on Tuesday, all right?
Aye, next Tuesday. I actually can agree with what was just said about Tav. He definitely needs rested a bit more.
He's had a fortnight off.
No, but more for some of the games we've got coming up.
All right.
But even I don't think he should start the games. I'm not saying bring him on later on, but no, didn't start him. And again, why no Suter? You know what I mean?
It's captain. Don't get it.
Aye.
And by the way the rules have changed, I would have a captaincy in midfield now, just so you're close to the play all the time. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what you're saying, aye, but however, as far as Rangers is concerned, well, you can how I feel about the famous. Let's go and get the win. And I'm not meaning one goal. We need a few goals. But
first and foremost,
if it's got to be just one goal, well, fine.
3 points, first and foremost. See where it takes us. Aye. Cheers, John. Always good to hear from you, yeah?
Yeah.
Night.
Andy?
Look, I just share the same concerns as everybody else that follows Glasgow Rangers. I just want them to be back to where they were. We're all hurting, and anybody that are not hurting are not getting it or don't get it, and majority of us do. Just think some of them now just accept, and I don't think that's what we were about as a club. Just thanks for listening to us, and I'll catch you again.
Cheers, mate.
All right, bud.
Robert.
Looking forward to Sunday, yes, of course I will. I said earlier on I wasn't, but I'm looking forward to Sunday. Anytime you go and watch the Rangers is a privilege and a pleasure. Mister, come on, please get your tactics right and use players that go in that park. Remember one thing, that big line that's on your chest, that big beautiful badge. Please do me a favour, go and run through a brick wall for us, because that's what the Rangers fans do. They've run through a brick wall for us. Come on, the Rangers, let's do it on Sunday.
Cheers, mate. Davey.
Yes, it's great to have you all back on the show again. It's been badly missed. It's the best show in town, as I've said time after time. But I think when we come on the show, we've got to listen out about what we say and what we don't say. We've all got our opinions, but that monkey mob just love it when we all go nuts. So we need to get a grip of that. But anyway, it's the best show in town. So good night, guys, and take care. God bless your jails. Good night.
Cheers, mate. Last word, Big Stevie.
Fantastic show tonight, mate. Plenty of passion. Brilliant. That's what it's all about. That's what the platform's for. Dream Team Wednesday. Very interesting. But best night for me, Rangers Radio. That's just me being biased towards me and my partner there, Southside. Everybody's got a point of view. And what I will say is, anybody on Facebook, YouTube or Skype thinks that we're not saying something right, please come on and tell us. We're just talking, giving our opinion. If we hear whispers coming from places or whatever, we'll try and put it out there the best we can. The bottom line here is it's about opinions. The platform's about opinions. It's a free platform. Just come on and say it. Don't let things fester. If Big Stevie's wrong, he says something wrong, come on and tell him I've said something wrong. I'll let the case Oxford or Southside. But listen, Robert said it there. It's a privilege and pleasure to go and watch the Glasgow Rangers, and it's the same coming on here with my fellow Bears. We've got one thing at heart as the famous Glasgow Rangers, and that's the bottom line for everybody. Okay, troops, night-night.
I think you could have took him for another bottle of tequila rose there, mate, with the tavern there, but that's just Matthews.
I'd end up going to see the AA.
Southside.
Oh, listen, it's been good tonight. Thoroughly enjoyed being on my big mucker as always on the Wednesday. You never know what's going to happen on here, and it's good to get Robert and Andy on, the old Davey, John phoning in, and Carol. And it's good debate. Listen, we're all passionate about the club. We know that. We want the best. But listen, we're building this house and it's taking a bit of time. And that's one thing we need to try and be a wee bit patient. We need to stick together and stick with the team. And on Sunday, it's all about getting the 3 points for the Glasgow Rangers, mate, as always. Yeah. And I'm sure it'll be loud and proud on Sunday, the troops in that away end. Looking forward to it. So thanks for having us on, mate. It's been a pleasure as always. And there's only one team and one crown, mate.
Cheers. Thanks to Cal, John, Davey, Robert, Andy. Thanks to Stevie and Southside for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. We have been doing a lot of work behind the scenes because of the technical issues. Thanks to everybody for listening. Rangers Radio will be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers, and everybody's welcome. Take it away, Old School Blue.